Good afternoon, Dunkirk and Frenoni listeners, and welcome to High Noon Friday, Frenoni's longest-running variety radio program, brought to you by WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WWL 89.5 The Inferno. I'm Jackson DiCarlo.
And I'm Alex Erwin. Today's episode is available streaming worldwide at FredoniaRadio.com.
Coming up, we'll have news, sports, and weather, but first, campus news. Professor Mike Igo was introduced to the Buffalo Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame this month for his outstanding 30-year career in television. Congrats to Professor Mike Igo for all of us here at Fredonia Radio Systems. This Thanksgiving Thursday the 25th, a 30-year tradition returns at 88.9 FM with seasonal programming in the spirit of the holiday season. Join your host, Vincent Quattrochi, Thanksgiving morning from 9 a.m. to noon for Sounds of the Season. Next High Noon Friday will be on December 3rd, kickstarting the Fredonia Radio Systems Radiothon. This event features 24 hours straight of on-air personalities and shows. The station itself will also be full of fun and games from Friday at noon all the way through Saturday at noon. The Radiothon is a fundraiser for FRS, which helps us run our famous events and keep the station's equipment in good shape. If you're interested in pitching in, be sure to look for our tables in McEwen Hall and the Williams Center. And be sure to look forward to this immense event. We'll see you there.
Thank you, Jackson. Today we will be having our classically chaotic segment, Trivia Slightly After 12. We will also be listening to a few of our weekly segments, such as Just the Facts, The Sounds of Hip Hop, and I Love Music.
Let's start with our local news and sports updates prepared by Cascio and Trevor, followed by our weather update prepared and read by Jules. What's going on, Cascio?
Good afternoon, Fredonia. I'm Cascio Fonseca here with your High Noon Friday local news. The Chautauqua County Department of Health reported 350 new cases of COVID-19 the week ending November 6th. The health department also noted 3 new virus-related deaths. As of November 6th, there were 400 active cases of the virus in Chautauqua County, as well as 25 people with the virus in the hospital, 912 people in quarantine, and a 7-day positivity rate of 7%. There have been 13,791 cases recorded in the county to date, along with 13,177 recoveries and 214 virus-related deaths. Since August 1st, there have been 4,355 cases in the county. Of those, 56% have involved people not vaccinated, 14% who were fully vaccinated, 6% partially vaccinated, and 24% whose vaccination status was unknown. The health department noted that 67% of the county's population over the age of 12 had received at least one dose of the vaccine, with 61.4% who were fully vaccinated. In other local news, almost $800,000 in funding will be allocated toward both Dunkirk and Jamestown airports following the signing of the $1 trillion infrastructure bill on Monday. On Tuesday, Senator Charles Schumer announced statewide airport allocations in the federal bill, which included $790,000 for both the Dunkirk and Jamestown airports. County Executive P.J. Wendell said there are future projects at both airports, but at this time, he does not know exactly how the federal funding will be used. Generally speaking about how the funding could be spent at the airports, Wendell said one example is to pay for a cost coverage on a hangar replacement project at the Dunkirk airport. He said, if allowed, some of the infrastructure funding could go toward covering the overage caused by an increase in the cost of the hangar project from the time it was proposed to its construction. Wendell said other possible uses for the federal funding could be to invest in T-hangars, which other airports are currently doing. He also said the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency is developing a strategic plan for the Jamestown Airport.
Hello everyone, my name is Trevor Hauer here with your High Noon Friday Sports Update. Week 11 in the NFL has already approached as the Buffalo Bills prepare to host the Indianapolis Colts this week. The Colts come into Highmark Stadium winning 4 out of their last 5 games and also have the number 1 ranked running back in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor, at their disposal. The Bills also come into Week 11 hot as they blew out the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium 45-17 in Week 10. Vegas has the Buffalo Bills as early 7-point favorites for this weekend's matchup. Should be a good one. In the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers have almost fallen off the map completely in the span of 1 week, as they have fallen from 1st to 7th in the Eastern Conference. However, the Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards have been charging towards the front as they sit at the top of the standings at 1-2. Former San Antonio Spur DeMar DeRozan has been averaging over 25 points per night with the Bulls, and they seem to be clear-cut early favorites for home court advantage when the playoffs come around in April. In the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres have pretty much found the weirdest way to win a hockey game in NHL history on Tuesday night, as the Sabres were outshot 46-19 by the Pittsburgh Penguins and still won the game 2-1. I think if we're all fans of the Sabres, you'll take any win you can get at this point. Over the past weekend, the Sabres introduced to their fans their new team dog, Rick, an 80-pound, 8-month-old Newfoundland rescue, to help cheer on the Sabres at every home game for the rest of the season. Fun fact, the Sabres, ever since they brought Rick to the arena, have a 2-1 record. You've been listening to your sports update on High Noon Friday on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno.
The Northern Chautauqua Weather Update, being brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems.
Good afternoon, Fredonia. It's your resident weather girl here, Jules Hoepting, bringing you the latest forecast. This upcoming week will bring temperatures consistently in the 40s and 30s. No crazy temperature fluctuations, so you can be thankful for that. Speaking of, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, so really take the time to be grateful for your life. Chances are, if you're listening to the show on the radio or in your car or on your computer, you're doing a lot better than the majority of people on Earth. Today, chance of rain showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 40, breezy with winds 20 to 24 miles per hour. Tonight, chance of rain and snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 31. Wind dies down to between 6 and 14 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly cloudy with a high near 43, wind 7 to 11 miles per hour. Saturday night, cloudy with a low around 38. Sunday, chance of showers, cloudy with a high near 46. Sunday night, showers, low around 38. Well, there you have it, folks. So whatever holidays you celebrate, I hope you enjoy them. And if you're going to shop, don't go crazy with the shopping on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I mean, if we were really thankful for the earth that we live on, we'd stop accumulating stuff that takes centuries to biodegrade just because we think we're supposed to. All right, my 2 cents aside, that's all for now. Let's take it on back to our host.
Thanks, Cascio, Trevor, and Jules. We're going to dive right into our weekly segments. To start, here's Just the Facts.
Hello and welcome to Just the Facts, where we talk about just facts, only facts, and no opinions. My name is Chloe, and I'm joined here today with my friends Hunter
Hello.
and Alex.
Hello.
All right, this week we got a very cool topic that I chose myself, my topic, mythology. I'm very interested in mythology. I just think it's very cool to learn about and all the art and everything involved with it. So today we're going to talk mythology facts. Alex, do you want to start us off?
Yes.
Before we start, how'd you get into mythology?
In middle school, we had to read the Percy Jackson series.
Percy Jackson. Okay, Alex, how'd you get into?
Yep.
Did you ever get into mythology?
A little bit.
How?
Well, it's part of my fact, so should I just go straight into my fact?
Yeah, see, I had a good intro, and you just had to
I just want to prove a point to see if everyone came here from Percy Jackson.
Oh,
I did
well,
not,
it was, you didn't let me
personally.
finish. It was Percy Jackson, and it was like a video game, so it's like
okay.
both together at the same time.
Personally, my introduction to mythology wasn't that long ago. It was about maybe a year or so.
Oh, really?
With Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Mhm.
That's the Assassin's Creed game based in Greece. Tons of Greek mythology in there. And that's where my fact actually is. So Odyssey is based on Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, the myth of Odysseus, he travels a long, long way to try and get back home. Well, I learned that Odysseus, his name is literally synonymous with long, arduous journey, which he did, in which this game also is a very long, arduous journey.
Interesting.
Because, Odyssey, named after Odysseus. So
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool because the game is very long. It took me 2 months to complete.
Oh, jeez.
Playing every day. It was a long time.
That's a long time.
Did you have to read the Odyssey in school?
I did.
Yes, okay.
I did.
Was it similar to that of the Assassin's Creed plotline?
No, not really.
No?
No.
How did they, implement elements of, Greek mythology into the game? I haven't played it, so I'm
They
asking.
implemented a lot of Greek mythologies. One of my favorite parts of actually is the starting island is called Kefalonia, right?
Mhm.
That is where, I believe that's where Odysseus is from, Kefalonia.
I think so. It's been a
and
while.
You can actually visit Odysseus's manor in the game. It's completely run down and destroyed and stuff. but it's like a huge part of the island, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hunter, what do you have?
My fact?
What? Yes. What did you bring to the table today? What do you have
Hunter
for
has
us?
a lot of work that he needs to get done.
You just absolutely no transition. You're just like,
No,
Hunter,
I just
what'd you
was like,
bring?
I was like, what do you
Come
want
on,
me to
Hunter. Tell
Come
us
on,
your
Hunter.
fact already.
You guys were talking, and I was just
Yes.
like, Hunter, what'd you bring?
do? No, I was just like, I was just wanting you to add to the conversation because you hadn't said
He
much.
brought cheese and pepperoni to the Thanksgiving lock.
Yes, he did.
I did.
That's what I meant. What did you bring last week to the event we had?
It wasn't last week. It was Friday.
Which was last week.
Which was last week. You know what? Stop.
1 week ago
Stop.
would be Monday.
I didn't say 1 week ago. I said last week. Okay. Hunter, what's your fact?
My fact is that, so you guys know Hephaestus from Greek mythology?
Yes.
Yep.
Did you know that he was just thrown off of Olympus because he was ugly and lame?
I did know that.
Yes,
I
I
did.
did know that. It was very unfortunate, the poor guy, but you know.
How ugly and lame do you have to be thrown off a mountain?
Well, his mother, Hera,
Yeah.
was
Yep.
very just, I can't remember the word, just like
Disgusted.
distasteful, disgusted with him
Yeah.
because he was like said to be like one of the only ugly gods because he wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, apparently he was pretty ugly
Hmm.
considering his own mother threw him off a cliff.
Yeah, that's kind of rough, honestly.
And do you relate to this? Yes or no? I'm sorry.
No, my mother says I'm a handsome boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She might be right. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Hunter's mom.
Shout out Hunter's mom.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Anyways, you want to hear my fact?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't do Greek mythology because I'm very cool. So I did Norse mythology. And did you know that the days of the week were actually named after different gods? Some of those were including Norse. So Sunday is after the god Suna or Sunna. Monday is Mani. Tuesday is Tyr. Wednesday is after Odin, which I don't know how they got that one. Thursday is actually Thor's day. Very interesting.
I know about that one.
Oh.
Friday is after Freya, and then Saturday is after Saturn, which is Roman.
I
But
knew-
it's different gods from different pantheons, which I think is kind of cool.
I knew about Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Didn't know the others.
Yeah, I really don't know how they got Wednesday and Odin together.
Yeah, Alex and I gave each other a look and it was like,
Well, okay, I do kind of know why, but I think it's weird because there's another way that Odin is like portrayed. You know, a lot of times they have different ways to spell them.
is his other name Wedness?
That wasn't funny.
I don't
It's
know.
like
I laughed.
Woden or something like that. I don't know how to really
Woden?
pronounce it.
Woe
It's like
is
it's
me.
it's got interesting like letters in it. I don't know how to say.
Wednes Odin Day.
Wednesday.
Wednes
Wednesday.
Odin Day.
Is that how you remember to spell it? Because that's what
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
I have to. I was an English major and I still didn't know. how
I
to
feel like
spell
it's every child that kind of runs that way.
it. Yeah, that's like what we were taught.
I
you know?
thought I was so unique and interesting for doing that Wednesday, and then
Wednesday.
I realized that everyone did
Everyone.
it,
Everyone else, not just Alex.
and not just Alex Erwin.
Yes, very cool.
Words are hard to spell, man.
They really are, especially when you've got all these other letters from different languages in them.
Like Norse mythology. What?
How do you spell mythology?
MYTHOLOGY.
Yeah, that
Would've-
was right. I have it written on my computer, so I know
It would
you're
have been
That
right.
one's an easy one.
Really funny if you messed that up.
I know. I was kind of like, I was kind
I
of hoping
started
you
it
would.
out and I kind of second guessed myself.
I saw the hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I just
very
spelled
cool.
necessary because that wasn't it.
NECCE.
There's not two C's. No, there's not. It's one C, two
When
S's.
I tell you, I almost cursed.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, that was important. I had to know if I was being accurate. I would like to thank Alex and Hunter for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
I think
Of course, man.
You know,
it was 10 out of 10.
I
Very
feel
good.
very special this episode. I don't get to go on here much, so
Yeah,
thanks for
no,
inviting
of
me.
course. I'm so glad I could have you
This is
on,
like
on this show.
This is a one-off thing for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be back.
Oh. Well, all right. We'll see if he'll come back. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Anyways. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Just the Facts. Thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to tune in again, same time, same place next week on High Noon Friday.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Next up is the sounds of hip hop.
What's up, y'all? You're tuned in to the sounds of hip hop on 88.9 WCVF. I'm your host, Nolan Rosier, and today we're traveling down to the dirty South.
Well, it's the M.I. cricket letter coming around the South, rolling straight hammers and bows in that old southern South. Please, ain't nothing but incense in my atmosphere. I'm bending corners in my leg bar, cause that's how we've been rolling here.
So far, we've only discussed 2 regions where hip-hop music was coming from. But while the hip-hop world was fixated on the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, MCs in the South were beginning to churn out some revolutionary rap of their own. And Andre 3000 of Outkast made sure the people were aware of this at the iconic 1995 Source Awards. He had this to say.
But it's like this though, I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and don't nobody want to hear it, but it's like this, the South got something to say, that's all I got to say.
In that same year, fellow Dungeon family members, the Goody Mob, made their debut with a song called Cell Therapy from their album titled Soul Food.
Scene unfolds, young girls, 13 years old, exposed themselves. Too many Tom, Dick, and hate. Got more, stretch marks than these hoes, hollering they got rank. See Sega ain't in this new world order. Them experimenting in Atlanta, Georgia, United Nations overseas. Train assassins.
From the production to the flows and the slang, it sounded like nothing ever heard out of LA or New York. Goody Mob made a statement with this song, helping put the South on. And if they didn't already provide enough of an introduction, in 1996, Outkast dropped their sophomore album titled AT-Aliens, giving a shout out to their city of Atlanta. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, proving people were now hip to what was going on down south.
1 for the money, yes sir, 2 for the show. A couple of years ago on Headland and the Low, what's the starter? Something good, where me and my drove the martyr through the hood, just trying to find that hook up. Now every day we looked up at the ceiling, watching ceiling fans go round, trying to catch that feeling off instrumental. Had my pencil and plus my paper, we caught the 86 lot on your head to Decatur, writing rhymes.
Over spacey production from Organized Noise, Andre 3000 and Big Boy each display their talents as MCs, bouncing their rhymes back and forth with quick-paced, multi-syllabic flows throughout. Aside from Atlanta, there were other cities in the South adding to hip-hop culture. Houston, Texas was one of them, with chopped and screwed music defining their sound. DJ Screw's inventive producing technique inspired many, including Houston hip-hop duo UGK. In addition to the slowed-down sound, the underground kings Pimp C and Bun B referred to their music as country rap, drawing inspiration from blues, soul, and gospel records. In '96, UGK released their debut album, titled Ridin' Dirty. Here's a classic from it, called Diamonds and Wood.
You know I'm looking tight. These jealous haters looking at me in my car so shy. Wanna take my life and wanna jack, but I see all through that. Never let these misfits take what's mine, hater never do that. Who say he going through a thing when y'all ain't never lied? I got a baby, but his mama act like he ain't mine. Wicked women using children to live.
Over in Memphis, Tennessee, another rap group called 3-6 Mafia was making a name for themselves. The group's main appeal came from the shock value in their music. Using sounds that were new to hip-hop, such as 808 kicks, snares, and hi-hats, their beats often sounded dark. Also rapping with ear-catching cadences, which is referred to today as the triplet flow. Thank you for listening to the Sounds of Hip Hop. I'm your host, Nolan Rosier. Tune in next week. Peace.
Thank you. Next is I Love Music.
Hello and welcome to I Love Music, a show where we take a look at the discography of a musical artist and see how their work has changed over the course of their career. My name is Connor Hockey, and today we're going to be taking a look at the insanely talented, extremely creative, and ever-changing sound of the psychedelic rock band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. King Gizzard is well known for constantly changing their sound from album to album, and the band is personally one of my favorite artists making music currently. So let's not delay any further. Let's start off with some of King Gizzard's early works. This is Black Tooth off of the band's 2011 debut, Willoughby's Beach. So this song is from the beginnings of the band. It is definitely more influenced by garage rock, which, as you will see in our next batch of songs, is very different from later works from this band. In terms of production, this is a very crunchy and processed sound, almost similar to a lo-fi recording, with lots of effects and compression applied. So now let's move on to a later work of King Gizzard's. This is Gamma Knife off of the psychedelic heavy rock album Nonagon Infinity. This is a concept album where each song from the album will flow seamlessly into the next, concluding with the last song transitioning seamlessly into the first song, meaning you could theoretically listen to this album on repeat forever without a break in the music. This song in particular is really good at establishing the fast, heavy, and apocalyptic feel that this album is trying to convey. Moving right along into our last song, this is Rattlesnake off of the album Flying Microtonal Banana. This song is the first of 5 albums that the band released in 2017. King Gizzard is nothing if not prolific when it comes to their music output. This song explores a concept called microtones, which is hard to explain, but it essentially is the notes between notes. Microtones are most often used in Eastern music, which also seems to be the general vibe that this album is going for overall. King Gizzard has an extremely large and varied discography, so it seems like a shame to only cover 3 of their albums for 5 minutes. This is why we're going to be taking a look at 3 more songs from the band on the next episode of I Love Music. I hope you'll join me for an extended look at this band's works. Until then, my name is Connor, this has been I Love Music, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for the segment. Now let's bring it back to Jazzman Josh with the international news.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm your host, Jazzman Josh, with this week's national news. The casualties of Travis Scott's Astroworld concert recently increased to a total of 10 deaths, with a 9-year-old boy recently dying in hospitalization on November 14th. 9-year-old Ezra Blount passed away at a children's hospital in Houston, having become comatose after sustaining injuries that left him in critical condition during the crowd crush at the Astroworld concert on November 5th. Ezra's parents are now filing a lawsuit that has Travis Scott and the event organizers at the focus of a criminal investigation. The Blount family is expecting at least $1 million in damages, with at least 90 other lawsuits having been filed for the hundreds of victims that suffered injuries during the concert. This Monday, Connecticut Superior Court Judge Barbara Bellis found Alex Jones liable in a lawsuit about his denial and conspiracy theory regarding the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting. On his website and news show InfoWars, Jones has posited that the shooting was engineered and fabricated by gun control advocates and the left-wing agenda. Judge Bellis ruled in favor of the victims' families, and Alex Jones has been found guilty of defamation, ruling that Jones's choice to default by refusing to submit documents to confirm or deny the profit of InfoWars by his absurd conspiracy theory had left the courts with no choice but to rule guilty. Alex Jones's response to having been sued for defamation is, quote,
"You're allowed to question things in America. That's not defamation. But what is defamation is to file lawsuits that say I said things I didn't say and then put me and my whole family through the ringer and lie about us and hold us up against dead children and say basically we hate their families, we hate the children. It's almost like I murdered the children."
End quote. This lawsuit is just one of several that has tried Alex Jones for defamation. And although he eventually recognized and acknowledged the Sandy Hook shootings, he wrongly refuses to issue an apology to the families of the victims for his previous claims. In recent news, Apple has been making changes to its child safety plans. Initially, Apple's plan had been to install software into every iDevice that would scan photos and messages for sexually explicit material. This software would invalidate the privacy and security that is associated with iMessage's end-to-end encryption, potentially allowing first-world governments a backdoor to expand their surveillance and censorship over the people. With the change of plans, the Messages app will no longer notify parents' accounts by default. Rather, it will prompt children with the choices to notify somebody they know and trust. However, Apple is still yet to retract its plan to scan iCloud photo libraries for sexually explicit material. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, a nonprofit organization responsible for defending civil liberties in the digital world, claims, quote, "Apple must draw the line at invading people's private content for the purposes of law enforcement," end quote. Apple's plan is very controversial, and people must ask themselves if sacrificing their privacy and ability to communicate without prying eyes is a worthwhile trade-off in order to help prevent child exploitation. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Jazzman Josh with the National News.
Thanks for the updates. Finally, we have something special for y'all that are listening. It's time for Trivia Slightly After 12. On this segment, we test the minds of students here on Fredonia's campus for the chance to win glorious prizes on occasion. This week, we have two wonderful contestants ready to win big by answering some questions. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Any of you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi.
Whenever you're ready.
I guess I'll start because I'm the first Avenger.
Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
I am
Just go ahead.
Oh, great. We're back to this again. Huh. Okay. It's been a year, guys. Or I guess a semester. Hi, I'm Sara Gorton. I frequent on trivia last spring semester. Anyway, I'm Sara Gorton, and I'm a video.
Fortnite death sound effects.
Do you want me to talk about my major? You just gonna keep interrupting me.
You hold a position that is notable in this.
Oh.
What is your e-board position in a certain club?
So I am the general manager of the WNYF TV station here on campus.
Wow.
Yeah, Madam President.
That's foreshadowing. Who else do we have here?
Hi, my name is Olivia Rokosz. I'm doing all right. I am the chief archivist at Fredonia Radio System.
Yes, you are.
That's super cool.
Can I get another wow? That's pretty good.
Wow.
Anyway, today's questions are not about old milk. They're about first. Yeah, you know the drill. First person to shout their name after the question is read gets to take a shot at answering the question. Each question is worth a point at the end of the game. Each person with the most points is declared the winner. Well, the person with the most points. This week's category is television.
Woo.
Someone's got an inherent advantage here.
Yes, I suppose. That's Sarah.
Interesting.
I guess. But we'll see. It's a classic trivia duel.
Yes.
As always, we'll do it as we did last time. First attempt at the question, wrong, it passes to the second person. They get it wrong, wrong. Then the next person to buzz in gets the 50-50. But if they lose, the other person gets a point. Is that understood?
See?
Yes?
Is there a prize?
No.
Bragging rights.
Maybe, hang on.
Checks his wallet.
As Jackson's wallet
I got
opens
a
up.
dollar.
Oh, I got $1. That's
$1
where
on
you
the
throw
line.
in that Geico
$1.
commercial. I got $1.
$1 and a pat on the back.
Oh,
my
look
God,
at
he's
it.
putting it
George
down the
is,
window.
George is looking down on us.
Yeah, there he is. All right, ready to go?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Alrighty, number one.
Good luck, old sweet mate.
Okay, they're shaking hands. Sportsman.
That was very
give
sportsmanlike.
them both a sportsman point.
It won't be like that after this.
Wow. Okay.
All
right, game on.
Number one. What is the approximate percent of households that own at least 3 TVs? Is it A, 12%, B, 36%, C, 64%, or D, 86%?
Sarah. I'm gonna go with C.
C, 64%.
Yes.
That is correct.
Woo!
Coming out strong here. Fun fact. There are nearly 400 million connected televisions in the U.S. as opposed to 250 million in 2016.
Wow. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Number 2. The popular Nickelodeon cartoon, SpongeBob SquarePants, almost aired under a different name. Which one of these titles is the original title for SpongeBob SquarePants? Is it A, SpongeBoy Ahoy, B, Under the Waves, C, SquarePants in the Sea, or D, The Adventures of SpongeBob?
Olivia.
I want to say, what was the first one again?
SpongeBoy Ahoy.
No, it can't be that one. I think SquarePants in the sea.
SquarePants in the Sea is incorrect. Sarah.
Sarah, I'll go with A. Why not?
SpongeBoy Ahoy is correct.
Oh,
what? Oh, I was like, that can't be it.
Oh, Steven Hillenburg, he was a marine biologist, and he just drew pictures of this little spongy guy, and he called him SpongeBoy. But they had to change the name because SpongeBoy was also the copyrighted name for a mom.
I was gonna say it just sounds awful. No wonder why they dropped it. Like, that's
if
gotta
we,
be
if we
SpongeBob.
think about,
It's just one letter.
if we think about the whole premise of SpongeBob, though, it's all crazy. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a valid name.
That's true.
Or is it a squirrel that lives at the bottom of the ocean in an astronaut's costume? Go ahead, Alex.
Alrighty. Number 3. How much does a 30-second Super Bowl commercial cost in 2021? Is it A, $250,000, B, $1 million, C, $3.9 million, or D, $5.6 million? Sarah.
I'm gonna go with D.
$5.6 million?
Might be overshooting it.
That is correct.
Wow.
Sarah's on a roll. Fun fact, the first Super Bowl ads were back in 1967 and went for about, I'm going to guess that's $4,000. Someone messed up here.
Well, it's either $4,000 or $40,000 because it's 40,00. So let's find it. Let's do a quick roast right here.
Quick roast.
I'm gonna assume it's $40,000 because the comma's where it is, and it's easier to miss. Typing one than it is to do two. Maybe it's. Let's see.
Was it Chloe?
Oh. It was
Chloe.
Chloe.
Chloe gets a bad writer point.
Make it a misplaced comma or missing zero, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, question number 4. The writing staff of popular animated science fiction comedy show Futurama are self-referred to as the most overeducated cartoon writers in history. Which of the following is not true about the writers of the show? Is it A, the staff has 3 PhDs, B, the staff has 7 master's degrees, C, the staff has more than 50 combined years at Harvard, or D, the staff has a Nobel Prize for Science winner? Sarah.
Sarah.
B. B is incorrect.
Dang.
Olivia, repeat the
You
the
can't
other-
buzz in and then ask for the answers, but yes, yeah, it is a duel, so it does apply. Is it A, the staff has 3 PhDs, C, the staff has more than 50 combined years at Harvard, or D, the staff has a Nobel Prize for Science winner?
I want to say D.
D?
Or C.
C.
Whatever. The
C is 50 years at Harvard, and D is Nobel Prize.
No, Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize? Nobel Prize?
Yeah.
Nobel Prize is correct.
Yeah.
The staff does have a combined 50 years at Harvard, 3 PhDs, and 7 master's degrees. These guys wrote a ton of jokes that are ridiculously clever, but they also had several other academic feats just within the show's jokes. They wrote a whole alien language that was used exclusively for punchlines in the background, and they also developed the Futurama theorem to solve a complex equation that they themselves wrote for an episode.
I feel like I'd hate them. Like they all have superiority complexes because they're
they're just very
smartest
funny.
people.
Smart.
I know, but people like that tend to be.
As far as I know, they were all very nice people. They were writing.
You met them? You know?
From what I was reading, they were funny and
I mean, yeah.
they worked well together.
Oh, well,
The Harlem
good for them, I
Globetrotters
guess.
are in the show as the smartest people on the planet.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Well, they must have good wardrobe because they got smarty pants.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Are you gonna? Can you give her a negative point on that one? I think.
Alright, what do you think?
That was a very bad pun. That was not smart. That was
think
not
that's
PhD
minus
worthy.
1 point. That was a pretty.
Let's put a smarty pants.
Okay, I meant for that to be
And
cringe.
Oh no, we'll come back to that one.
The
That's a
si-
random right now. I don't know where that's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
Go.
This is
The silence was painful.
This is the effect of Sarah not getting sleep ever.
Watch Futurama. It's a funny show. I like it. Go ahead.
Alrighty, number 5. What former MTV show became a Snapchat miniseries only to be brought back to MTV in 2021? Is it A?
I'm not gonna buzz in.
Is it A, Fantasy Factory, B, MTV Cribs, C, Pimp My Ride, or D, Silent Library?
I thought you said you knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was
Sarah.
something.
Sarah.
I'm gonna go with Silent Library.
Silent Library is incorrect.
No.
You've never seen Silent Library? It's a great show.
Okay.
They try to be silent, but they're real goofy.
Okay.
It's in a
just
library.
It's just that bit from Monsters University.
Kinda. like you have to
I
be
love that
silent, but they
part.
throw pies at each other and
That's funny.
shock each other. It's really good.
Okay, I'm familiar with the other 3.
Olivia.
I'm
Your
not
board.
familiar with the other 3. I thought it was something.
Fantasy
completely
Factory, MTV Cribs, or Pimp My Ride.
different. I guess A, the Fantasy Factory.
Fantasy Factory is incorrect.
Pretty sure that's Rob Dyrdek's show, the skateboarder.
Sarah.
Sarah.
This is the 50-50. If you get it wrong,
Hey,
Olivia
hey,
gets the
she's on her
point.
phone. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hey,
Oh,
I was trying to
whoa,
figure.
whoa,
No, I wasn't looking it up. I swear. I swear it
Let's see
wasn't.
the
What's
phone.
your answer?
Let's see the phone.
It's a text message. It's
It is
fine.
a Texas.
What's the
I'm sorry.
what's your answer? It's
I was
50-50.
trying to figure out where the
It's
other person
50-50.
was. Okay, can you read them to me one more time?
It's either MTV Cribs or Pimp My Ride.
MTV Cribs.
That is correct.
That is.
What?
That was my question.
Well, you've done this exact same thing.
Is that
to
show
me.
still around?
MTV Cribs? Yeah, it was just brought back.
Oh, well, I'm behind.
Go ahead.
Fun fact, canceled originally in 2005, it was made into a Snapchat Discovery series in 2017 and then brought
Wow.
back to MTV in 2021, featuring celebrities such as Martha Stewart, Rick Ross, and JoJo Siwa.
So glad Snapchat picked it up.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be Life with Kylie. She had her own Snapchat show. I know you hate the Kardashians so much, so you don't want to talk about it, Jackson. But
Number 6. Which one of these burgers is not a burger of the day named on the hit animated sitcom Bob's Burgers? Is it A, Pasta La Vista Melon DeGeneres burger? Is it B, Eggers Can't Be Cheesers burger? C, Gordon Hamzy burger? Or D, Sergeant Poe Blondo Pepper Lonely Artichoke Club Hearts Club burger?
Sarah.
Sarah.
I'm gonna go with whatever B was.
The
Eggers Can't Be Cheesers burger?
Yeah.
That's incorrect.
That's
Dang.
incorrect. That was a burger.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Mmm.
Don't make me read them again.
Please,
burger?
please
Kinda
read
want
them
you to.
again.
What?
Please read them
I would
again.
like you to read them again.
Pasta La Vista Melon DeGeneres burger? Gordon Hamzy Burger, and the Sergeant Poblando Pepper Lonely Artichoke Hearts Club Burger.
From the few episodes I've seen. Oh, Olivia.
Yes.
So no one call me out on that one. I want to say A.
Pasta La Vista Mel DeGeneres Burger. That's correct. I'm trying to remember any time a Mel has ever been on a burger in pasta, but you know. Anyway, fun fact: the Burger of the Day puns appear in almost every episode of Bob's Burgers. Otherwise noted, usually cost $5.95.
$5.95 for a good burger.
It's a cool show.
H. John Benjamin's in that.
Yeah.
Christian Shaw.
We have the soundtrack to
And,
Bob's Burgers season 1, I think, in the archives.
Oh,
Fun
wow.
fact. Yeah.
That is
Sergeant
a fun
Poblano.
fact.
Pepper
I don't know why we
Lonely
have it, but we
Artichoke
do.
Hearts Club Burger.
Cool. Go ahead.
Well then, number 7. As of Monday, November 15th, how many episodes have there been of The Simpsons? Is it A, 504, B, 713, C, 983, or D, 724?
Sara.
Sara.
I'm gonna go with C.
C is incorrect.
No. It was Jackson. I call.
I was just hearing
mockery.
mask rubbing in the mic. I was like, let's see how much I can add to the situation.
He threw me off. I blame him. I should
Olivia.
get a second shot.
No, sorry.
Oh,
Creative Cloud.
Connor and Max on the attack.
Shout out to Connor and Max on the attack. Don't know why they're here, but they're here.
Why is the computer on? Turn that off.
it's a cool sound effect. That was my buzz-in, actually.
Okay, sure.
Olivia. yeah, I had
Okay,
that
what's
one.
your answer?
I want to say there was 2 700s. What were they?
713 or 724?
God, why would you? All right.
Great question.
724.
Incorrect.
Sara.
Sara.
I'll go with the other 700.
What was it?
713.
Oh. Well, congratulations, because that's correct.
Oh.
Fun
Sorry,
fact.
Olivia.
Fun fact, though, the characters were given a yellow hue to make the show stand out when people were quickly flipping through the channels.
Wow.
That's why they're yellow.
That's fun.
Yes.
Number 8. This is one of my favorite questions on the whole show.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Jim Henson created 2 pilots for what eventually became The Muppet Show. One was called The Muppets Valentine's Show. What was the other one called? Is it A, The Muppet Show, Stories from the Stage, B, The Muppet Show, Electric Mayhem, C, The Muppet Show, No Strings on Me, or D, The Muppet Show, Sex and Violence?
Sara.
Sara.
I think B.
B, Electric Mayhem?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Electric Mayhem is the name of the band.
Yeah,
That Dr.
that's
Teeth
right.
and
Yes.
Zoot and Animal are in.
Yeah.
I am disappointed, don't worry.
Olivia, I'm gonna say Stories from the Stage.
Incorrect.
Ooh, who's gonna?
Sara.
What are the last 2?
No Strings on Me or Sex and Violence?
I still want to say D because you said this is your favorite question.
Because I like the Muppets.
I know that, but I feel like there's more to it.
Are you going with D?
No Strings on Me or Sex and Violence.
I'll go. Okay. Do I go with my gut or not?
5.
Okay, I'll go
4.
with C actually.
C is incorrect.
Oh!
The Muppet Show, Sex and Violence.
Ooh, that was
correct.
brutal.
So Olivia get the point. Jim Henson wanted puppets to be viewed as for adults as much as they were for kids, so he named this the more mature version of the show because it's explicitly not what's for children. Several Muppets debuted on the show, namely Sam Eagle, Dr. Teeth, Janice, Floyd Pepper, Zoot, Animal, Swedish Chef, Statler and Waldorf, and an early version of Dr. Julius Strangepork, which is why Electric Mayhem may have caught your ear. Also, Jim Henson had a stint on SNL that wasn't very successful.
What were they talking about on that episode of The Muppets?
This episode of The Muppets, it's kind of like, you know how Kermit is like behind the scenes all the time
Wait,
in The Muppet
you've seen
Show?
this episode?
It's a different guy. It's a
Wait a
different guy
second.
named Nigel. and he's running the show. And he's like, "Oh man, this is rough." Electric Mayhem has a performance, and they're having a pageant for Muppets that each represent one of the different 7 deadly sins.
Oh, that's deep.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
Mount Rushmore has a gag like where all the heads are. It's funny. But
Want a
yeah,
fun
if you're
fact?
interested, look up Defunct Land on YouTube. He's got a wonderful Jim Henson documentary.
Cool. Do you want a fun fact?
Sure.
My dad can do a really good Swedish chef impression.
Yeah.
He's good at. He's good voice. He should be voice acting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Shout
out to my dad.
Shout out to Sarah's dad.
And my mom too, so you don't feel unloved.
Can either
And
of
my
you
sister.
two do a Muppet impression of any kind?
I can try this.
Was that
So sorry.
Kermit? Want to try that again?
No.
No. Okay.
N-
Well,
my hou-
give
my
Olivia a
housemate
half
can
point
do.
for Kermit. Is it I'm gonna go
That
for
wasn't
another.
awful.
That's a half Swedish.
I can't.
We tried.
Okay. Well, number 9.
On that note.
Moving right along.
On that
we've
note.
got our life on the
Number 9.
highway.
What is the longest running U.S. television game show? Is it A, The Price is Right, B, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, C, Jeopardy, or D, Wheel of Fortune?
Olivia.
Olivia.
Price is Right.
The Price is Right is correct.
Dang.
It's right.
It is very much right,
Thanks.
yes.
I know.
Fun fact about that, The Price is Right has aired from 1956 to 1965, and then 1972 to today. A total of 50 seasons have been produced in this time.
Wow.
Yes.
Question number 10 about the best sitcom of all time. In The Big Bang Theory,
Of course.
which of the roommates was the... Oh, they're not roommates.
Oh.
What normie wrote this? Did you write it?
Yeah.
Okay, Leonard and Sheldon are roommates.
Yes.
Then Raj and Howard lived together for a time, but I don't think it was on the show.
Who did he say?
But then they start living together.
Who
They
are the-
all start living.
Nope, nope.
No, they don't.
Nope.
Oh,
They
well,
never
nope,
do.
Well,
Nope.
okay.
They're just
Then
at their
no.
house all the
Okay.
time.
Nah.
Well, technically, 2 of them are roommates and the other 2 are roommates.
Yes.
So it's still correct.
No.
Yes.
No.
They
No.
all have the
Raj has
title
his
of
own
roommates.
apartment.
No, they
It's
all
like
have the
for-
title of a
it's-
roommate.
no.
Yes,
No.
they're all a roommate to
Howard
someone.
lives with his mother.
He's a
Raj
roommate.
has his own apartment. He's like well off.
He's a roommate with his mother. Raj.
No.
Raj is an honorary.
Which of the core 4? Which of the core 4 male members of the team of the group is the only one without a doctorate? Is it A, Leonard, whose last name is Hofstetter? B, Sheldon, whose last name is Cooper. He's from Texas. So is Jim Parsons, his actor. Is it C, Howard Wolowitz, who's played by Simon Pegg, and Leonard is played by Johnny Galecki? Or D, Raj, whose full name is Rajesh Kutrapali, I believe the third. Go ahead.
I should know this.
Fun fact, Dr. Daly hates this show. Despises it.
We're gonna get
That's
shut off
funny.
air.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Goodness. I'm gonna go with C.
Howard?
Mm-hmm.
Howard is correct.
Oh.
I was gonna say Howard.
Howard is an engineer instead of a physicist like the other 3 and doesn't have a PhD.
Trick question, Penny.
Penny also does not have a doctorate. Howard is an ex-astronaut and has visited the International Space Station. His astronaut nickname was Fruit Loops.
It makes sense.
Alrighty. Number
What? I don't know.
We're gonna blow right past that one. Number 11.
God, I'm sorry.
Number 11.
They
How
called
many?
me in high school.
Oh. I just.
Number 11!
I'm sorry. I hit
Number 11!
I hit my teeth into the mic.
Your teeth? You have a mask on. How do you get your teeth on the mic?
Because I was laughing. It went like I moved back and I moved forward, but I was smiling with my mouth open underneath my mask.
Oh my God.
But like my mask was still there.
How do you act? Number 11.
Why am
Number
I?
11.
Why am I like this,
2 point.
Jackson?
Number
Why
11.
am I like
Number
this? I
11.
don't know.
Number 11.
Number 11.
Number 11.
How many?
Number 11.
How many Emmys did the Twilight Zone win? Is it A, 2?
Number 11.
B, B, 7, C, none, or D, 4?
Olivia.
Oh, I think that's a tie. They gotta do the rock, paper, scissors for it. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, that's 1 for Sarah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Tie.
What is it? It was paper.
That's the first time in my life seen someone play paper face up. Like palm up. I've never ever seen that in my entire life.
I didn't even realize.
Yes, you were like, here, read my fortune. I was like, what?
If you were the reverse Flash, I thought you would have like sped through my heart.
All right, come on. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What are you doing? You're doing it sideways now.
That's what I do. I'm sorry.
Why is your paper floating in the wind?
Do you ever feel
like a slice of paper?
Slice of paper.
Keep going. Come on, just one more.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, it's 1 for Olivia now. Match
Rock,
point.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, Sarah wins.
I almost did paper.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know what you would have thrown if you did paper. What, like, eldritch casting sign you would have thrown out there.
Sarah.
Jeez.
Okay, can we, like...
Oh.
Ask the question again. I think I forgot.
It was the Twilight Zone.
Oh, right, the number of
How many Emmys?
Can I have the choices
Is it
again?
2,
It's a lot to
7,
say.
none, or 4? 2, 7, none, or 4?
I'm gonna go with 4.
That's incorrect. Olivia.
7.
That's also incorrect.
What? Sarah?
Sarah.
Is it 0?
Nope.
No, you're all wrong.
Olivia gets a point.
Olivia gets the point.
9.
What? I do?
Yes, you
It's
do.
trivia duel.
Fun
It's
fact.
a trivia duel.
Fun fact.
No one pays attention to my trivia show. You spend all this time writing out these
I
questions.
heard
and
you.
they have fun, and
Yeah.
then they're like, what was the question again?
Hey, that was not our fault.
What are the
A lot
answers?
just happened. I'm
You made
sorry.
us- you made us rock, paper, scissors.
I
to
like the letter
death.
B, so I'm going to choose that one.
That's how this show works, okay? That's how this works.
I don't know. The second one, whatever.
They are very nice to us here.
I want to get Taco
If
Bell.
the roles were reversed, listen.
We're not talking about you.
Fun
Oh,
fact.
that'd be fun. We should reverse these
That should
roles
be a
one
fun
day.
You can
Yeah.
do that. You
Fun
want to do
I would.
fact.
Olivia, we're doing it right now. We're not
Jeopardy.
now.
Fun fact. Jeopardy actually won 10 Emmys, and Saturday Night Live has won 81. Kind of crazy, to be honest. And also,
Thanks for that little anecdote.
and also, lead
Lead.
writer of The Twilight Zone, Rod Sterling, was born in
Sterling.
Syracuse and died in Rochester. And I think Olivia is trying to get our attention.
Rod Sterling.
I'm back on
Very
here.
talented. Very talented.
No.
The last question.
We're late for our meeting.
It's anyone's game.
Okay.
Anyone's game.
Yes.
Last question, number 12. On May 14th, 1998, the hit comedy series Seinfeld ended after 9 seasons. Its highly anticipated finale was watched by how many people? Was it A, 62 million, B, 76 million, C, 84 million, or D, 106 million?
Sarah.
Sarah,
I'm gonna go with D.
D is incorrect.
No.
List the amounts again.
62, 76, 84 million. Olivia.
I'm gonna go with 84 million.
Nope.
Incorrect.
Sarah.
50-50, Sarah.
Second one.
76 million?
76.
That is correct.
Yay.
I was ready to call my dad for he would know.
The finale is the 4th most watched TV finale of all time behind MASH, Cheers, and The Fugitive. Seinfeld finale was extraordinarily controversial, however, with many harshly disliking it. I liked it, though. You should watch Seinfeld, smiley face. Also, 1 point to anyone who can make a Seinfeld reference right now.
Oh, well, it's controversial. Well, everything
Is
in
it
that show is
Yeah?
The cookie.
The cookie? What about the cookie?
It's the power of the cookie.
What about
Elaine?
What about what kind of cookie?
Black and white cookie.
The black and white cookie is the power to end racism, according to Jerry Seinfeld, who also did not like the cookie. Fun fact.
Wow.
The black and white cookie, he doesn't like it, but he thought it was funny for the jokes. We'll get up to Seinfeld.
Okay, Seinfeld.
All right, you got one, Sarah? Any Seinfeld reference whatsoever?
I have. Oh, well, no.
It's there, but I can't oh.
Nah.
That do be unfortunate.
No.
Have you seen the Big Head episode?
The Big Head episode?
I know, like the
Yeah,
episode
where where I think Jerry was dating somebody. She just
With
had
a
a
big
really
head.
big head. Like,
It's enormous.
Like you didn't get to see her, you just saw her head though.
Yes. Because it shows the camera from behind her, and he's like trying to look over her. Go on, Sarah. No.
I could give you a Raymond one.
A Raymond?
Yeah, the.
What's a Raymond? Like everyone loves Raymond.
Everybody
Yeah,
loves. That's
everyone
a
loves
different
Raymond.
show.
I know.
Different show.
I know that one a
Okay.
little bit better than Seinfeld.
One of the rules that Larry David had for writing Seinfeld was that no one was allowed to hug and no one was allowed to learn.
Oh.
Because he wanted everyone to remain exactly where they were at the start of the episode and just be the worst.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty great. It's a funny show. Now comes the time where we mute our mics and deliberate, and we have nothing mean said about us in that span of time. So we're gonna count the votes. I mean the points.
Are you gonna make me lose again, like I
No.
did every time? Last
It depends on how mean you are during the part when
They
we
don't
can't
let me
hear you.
win either though. How is this?
I know.
gonna-
that's
Anyway,
fair.
don't
We're
say
just
anything mean.
fucking
Bye bye.
lose.
You muted there, Mike.
Oh, that's the wrong mic.
Oh wow, he's so smart. I mean, we don't even need to say anything. He just muted our mics. He obviously doesn't know what he's doing.
I was just gonna go for full blow. Like you found a way to just. That was a good roast. Sarah.
Oh, thank you. I've gotten better. I've gotten better at it. I spent too much time with these people.
Surprise!
And
What's up?
that's
It's
why
us.
we hate him.
I am now adding a out-of-pocket mean point.
Alex, I'm gonna.
I was waiting for the, and that's why we all think Jackson is handsome, like the butter up, but instead it was a complete tank. It was the
I could have gone
opposite.
for either one of you, but
It wasn't like the, oh yeah, let's get
know
me
it
more
would-
points.
I already got Jackson.
I
so
know
it's
it
your
would
turn
have
to get
hurt.
Alex.
It hurt Alex more, I think, and I feel really bad.
This man just like convulsed, like he like lost it in his legs, like his knees buckled.
Yeah.
Like I heard his spine crack in 3 places.
You're gonna have to.
You know it was for the meme.
Well, it's fine. You
You're
get to
gonna have
announce
to
who wins.
You know what? I get to
the
deliver the
no
news.
bullying.
I get to deliver the
You
news.
get to deliver the news.
In last place, with a misplaced comma and a missed 0 point is Chloe. Good job, Chloe.
Sorry, Chloe.
Sorry, Chloe. In second place with 5 points, half a Kermit point, a Sportsman point, a Seinfeld point, and
Seinfeld?
Alex
is in last place for mispronouncing Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I'm a bit emotionally traumatized at the moment. I can't speak. And you were really mean to me point is Olivia. So that means our
winner.
That means our winner with 7 points, a Smarty Pants point, a Sportsman point, half a Swedish point, a Tooth point, and a didn't say anything mean to Alex point is Sarah.
Well done, yay!
Hey, that's the very first episode I won.
I'm
Sarah
gonna
has
go
won.
cry.
I finally won.
All
I
right.
might cry too.
Well,
but tears of
congratulations.
joy.
Sarah gets $1.
Alex, I'm sorry.
Well, Alex goes to cry in the corner. I'll say
Aw,
thank you to our guests for coming on. I hope you had fun.
I did.
No.
We won't see you next time because you're
Oh.
not invited.
Oh.
But yeah, thanks
sign up
for
to be
listening.
here.
No, I don't know if it's worth having you on after this performance.
What
He
do
was
you-
quite mean. He was quite mean. Look at him. He's in pieces. He's like in a puddle right now of his own tears. Like I had to mute his mic, but like the man is like literally in pieces. I
Frosty
think
the
that's his arm in
Snowman?
one end of the corner.
No
Like,
one puts
he's
Alex in
doing
the
like the
corner.
wallow back and forth too. Like you know that part in SpongeBob when he's just like rolling over himself. That's what's going on right now in the booth. It's quite devastating. And
I'll
not
make
called
it up
for.
to Alex.
You have to
I'll-
How so?
reinstitute the no bullying.
How are you gonna make it up to him?
I'm gonna bake him a cake that says you're the best.
Are you really?
I can.
You should.
I might.
And then you should also write Ann Jackson at the bottom.
And Sarah.
No, not like that. Not it's from me. Like Jackson and Alex are the best.
No, I get it.
It's for Alex though.
Yeah, but I am also a victim.
Of what?
I apparently Sarah said something mean about me.
Oh, I did.
Oh well,
So you
no.
guys should get together, bake
well,
a
no,
cake,
you
and
muted
then
us.
make
Like you couldn't hear it.
I lied. It's my show. I control the universe. Anyway,
Oh,
bake us a
boy.
cake, and we'll talk about you getting on again. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to TV Trivia on High Noon Friday. You good over there, Alex?
I'm sad.
Okay. Well, we'll give you a break before we read this outro. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Outro time.
Bye. That wraps it up for this week's broadcast of High Noon Friday. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you tune in next week. Same time, same place. High Noon Friday has been brought to you on WCVF 88.9 FM The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno on the web.
High Noon Friday is assembled through collaboration with students from Dr. Daly's Audio Production 2 class. Our producers and scriptwriters are Jackson DiCarlo, Alex Erwin, Kowalyk, and Hunter Halterman. News is prepared and read by Cascio Fonseca and Jasmine Josh. Sports is prepared and read by Trevor Hauer, and weather is prepared and read by Jules Hoepting. Tune in next week for another great edition of High Noon Friday. I'm Jackson DiCarlo.
And I'm Alex Erwin. Thanks for listening, and make sure to tune in next week. Same time, same place.
Next week.
Next week. That is true. Have a great weekend, Fredonia.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Next week. Not next week because we're in Thanksgiving break. But
Yeah.
the week after next week.
Too busy eating food.
I'm not eating.
To record. Well, I'll be
But
eating
next
food.
week. The 3rd, December 3rd.
Yes.
For Radiothon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.